Thank you for joining us today. My name is Amanda Jenkins, and I will be guiding you through our online CAP system. Today, we will create the Commitment Schedule B. Schedule B contains requirements and exceptions. Schedule B has pre-filled based on information already entered. The additional Schedule B options are available if you need help with the wording of a requirement or exception, and these have been sorted as to the section in which each would appear. Text which appears within a box can be edited. Some of the paragraphs can be removed by clicking on the trash can. The order in which the paragraphs appear can be changed by using the up and down arrows. Additional editable paragraphs can be opened within each section by clicking on the blue plus sign. Let's begin with exceptions. And this is under Schedule B, Part 2. The first 6 are standard exceptions, which cannot be edited or removed. We begin with paragraph 7. That is the real estate taxes. The tax year is described in the very first sentence. The second editable section, right here, describes the payment status as it should be as of the date of certification. The status can be changed if necessary. Do not include tax amounts or parcel numbers in paragraph 7. If your lender asks for that information to be included on the commitment, you can add it as a note down below. The second paragraph, number 8, should be completed with information for a current mortgage, which I've already pre-filled here. Or you can remove it if there is no current mortgage. You can copy and paste from a title opinion or type the information by hand. If more than one mortgage exists, add additional blank paragraphs as needed. And you'll do that by clicking on the blue plus sign. And you can see it adds your text box at the end. And here we will add our mortgage. Hopefully you're able to copy and paste this from your title opinion. And you can see this is all of the information that we would want to be included in our mortgage paragraph. Now, I do want my mortgages to be listed one after the other, so I'm going to move this second mortgage up by clicking the arrows. There we go. So we have a mortgage in number 8 and number 9 now. Next, you will see a paragraph for ordinances and regulations as number 10. This cannot be edited or removed. Some exception paragraphs may be added based on endorsements which were selected. Also, if on the property screen the number of acres disclaimer was added, 3 default exceptions will be added to Schedule B, which apply to property that does not lie within a city subdivision. These are legal easements, legal roads, and legal water. You will find these under the additional Schedule B options, under exceptions, and they must be shown when it is a rural property. Next, I will add the rest of the exceptions noted on the preliminary title opinion, including the filing information for each. The one exception to this rule is that we do not add specific ordinances or regulations for the city or county. Those will be covered by the default exception in number 10. And you'll see that this is the one exception we can't remove. Keep in mind that we do not show dollar amounts of judgments, entry numbers from the abstract, or additional information on easements. Easements should only contain the document name, who it is to, and filing information. Let's go ahead and add one. I'll click on the blue plus sign here, and now we'll add our easement. That is all the information we want shown in our easements. It is a requirement that the recorded plat is shown on Schedule B. Under the additional Schedule B options, and you'll see those here in the middle, we are going to select exceptions because that is the area that we are working on. And you will expand the section of options by clicking on the arrow like I just did. The text of each exception can be reviewed by clicking on the title. And so now we are going to close that, and I'm going to go down to Plat Specific. Here we go. And we're going to select that, and then we will hit Add. This adds it as the last numbered paragraph of that section. So you can see under exceptions, the plat specific was added as number 16. This text box will be completed with the filing information of the plat. If you have more than one plat, you will need this text box for each entry. And we will go ahead and add our plat information. And our book and page. And it is important that we keep the language that our underwriters have approved, including easements, building setbacks, restrictions, reservations, and notations. That's very important information. If you have more than one plat, you will need this text box for each entry. Once the filed plat is shown, you can remove the general plat. And you can see the general plat is up here under number 11, and we are going to use the trash can to delete it. And all of our other entries moved up. This property does contain restrictive covenants and a homeowners association. So I'll use the exception language located under the additional Schedule B options. So we'll go back up, and you can see we are still under our exceptions. So we're going to add the covenants, conditions, and restrictions specific, as well as the homeowners association. And you can add those both at the same time. Hit Add. And if you scroll down, you can see they were added as number 16 and number 17. So we're going to go ahead and complete those. I don't have anything to add there, but we will add our subdivision. And when that's completed, you'll complete your articles of incorporation for your homeowners association. And this may have the same filing information as your declaration of restrictive covenants. And that is okay. We still want the separate entry for that, even if they have the same book and page. It's very important that we notify our borrowers and lenders that there are homeowners associations on the property. Okay, so once all of the exceptions have been added, we will move on to the notes. And you can see that down below. The system lists the endorsements which have been selected for each coverage, your lender and your owner. And because this is a purchase transaction, adds instructions for the buyer to receive free owner coverage in number 2. Additional notes can be added by clicking on the blue plus sign or selecting from the options. So you can see here's our blue plus sign. And up here under Schedule B options, we will minimize this. And now we have notes. And if we click on that, you can see there is an option for chain of title. Remember, when you are under your notes section, that this is where you can add your tax amounts and parcel numbers rather than adding these details as part of paragraph 7. We want to see those under the notes section. Other notes would be the 12 or 24-month chain of title, or results of a buyer's search if there were no liens found, or anything that you want the lender to know that is not a part of our coverage. And for the parcel number, I would just add a blank box here and type in my parcel number and the annual tax amount. There we go. Next, we're going to work on the requirements section, and that's up above under Schedule B, Part 1. Here's our Schedule B, Part 1, under requirements. The requirements are divided into 2 sections. Those documents which must be recorded that start at item number 4, and additional requirements for actions needed or documents together which do not need to be recorded, and those start at number 5. The first requirement with a purchase transaction is the proposed deed, and you can see that at 4A. Here's our deed paragraph, which pre-fills based on the entity type of the current title holders. In this example, the current title holder is a legal entity, so the deed paragraph pre-fills with that with the entity type of the current title holders. In this example, the current title holder is a legal entity, so the deed paragraph pre-fills to require the correct type of deed. In our example, a corporate warranty deed from duly authorized officers of the company with a note regarding the articles of incorporation. If the current title holders are individuals, the deed paragraph pre-fills to require a warranty deed from the persons and their spouses, and a note is added requiring that the marital status of the grantors be shown on the deed. Other requirements regarding the sale from a legal entity will also pre-fill. For example, if the seller is a trustee affidavit will be required. The empty box following the deed paragraph right here is available if the attorney indicates that additional information is needed with regard to the deed. The second requirement is the proposed mortgage in item 4B. This paragraph pre-fills with the names of the borrowers and lender and the loan amount. If the borrowers are individuals, a note requiring the marital status of the grantors be shown on the mortgage is added. And you can see you cannot remove or edit this box. The third paragraph requires the release of current mortgages in 4C. In our example, the 2 current mortgages are described in paragraphs 8 and 9. We scroll down under exceptions, we will see here is our mortgage in paragraph 8 and paragraph 9. So I will enter the paragraph numbers under 4C. There we go. Additional requirements for documents which need to be recorded, for example, the release of a judgment or an affidavit, can be added using the plus sign at the beginning of this section right here, or selecting the proper wording from the additional Schedule B options. One of the mortgages we have here is an open-end mortgage, so we do want to add the requirement to get the release showing that the mortgage is closed. And you will find that under your additional Schedule B options, we are in the requirements of record. We click on the arrow there. And down here, you will see the open-end mortgage release requirement. So we do want to add that anytime we have an open-end mortgage or a line of credit. And you can see it added it right under 4D. The documentation must be provided showing the open-end mortgage has been closed. The next section, starting with number 5, includes requirements for action or documents which do not need to be recorded. Several are not removable, which you would have the requirement for the completion of the composite mortgage affidavit in 5A. 5B is a search of the MNLR. 5C is a pre-closing search certification if a CPL or gap endorsement is issued. And then 5D is to make sure the new mortgage will meet the definition of a purchase money mortgage. In our example, because we selected the location endorsement, a corresponding requirement has been added in 5E. Also, because of the homeowners association, we do need to require a letter stating that all of the dues have been paid. And you will find that under our additional Schedule B options in the requirements not of record. And here we will add the CCR homeowner letter by clicking on that and hitting add. And when we go down under number 5, you can see it added as 5F, the association letter. I'm going to review the exceptions once more before saving this section to make sure I didn't miss anything. So as we scroll down, we've taken care of our taxes. We required our releases for our mortgages. There's no action that needs to be done with these. But we did add our requirement to show that the homeowner's dues are paid current. So we have taken care of all of the issues on this commitment. So now we can hit Save Changes. The Schedule B screen is now designated with a green check mark, and the commitment can now be reviewed and issued. This concludes our webinar on how to complete Schedule B. Please contact Iowa Title Guarantee at 515-725-4357 if you have any further questions. Thank you.